This is Abe Friedtanzer from cinemadailyus.com, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with Abner Benaim and Ilse Salas about their film Plaza Catedral, which is on the Oscar shortlist for Best International Feature. How are you both doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you. Doing well.
Great. This film was very, very powerful for me. And I'm curious, Abner, how did the film begin for you?
Well, it's been a long process and a very organic one. It started just from an idea. I used to live in that same apartment where we shot the balcony that looks over the plaza for a couple of years. And there was a man that lived downstairs. A man that worked downstairs washing cars. And I would talk to him, and we had these conversations that became very interesting. And there was always obviously something there, but nothing. It was just a seed for an idea that said, okay, what if I play with this relationship? Where will it take me? And then a friend one day came to me and said, some guy from the streets came to his house bleeding and asked him for help, and he took him to the hospital. And so it started adding up, and then so there's a lot. And of course, then it became a story about a woman in pain after having lost a child, and the encounter with this street smart boy who's looking to wash cars and to take an eye and keep an eye on your car for money, and how they need each other, but they don't really know it. So I was looking to talk about people who are hurting, but don't really have the mindset or the spirit to open up to whoever is next to them. Maybe sometimes opening a helping hand, and you don't take it. How we live our lives in many ways, not just in extreme situations, but also with our family, with our loved ones, and we're closed up and clammed up with our own situation, and somehow forget that the other one can help us and that we can help them, of course.
Yes, of course. And Ilse, what appealed to you about this role?
Well, I loved the story when I read it, and I felt very connected with my character, but also with the child character. And I'm a mother, so maybe that's why I connect so quickly. And as a Latin American, I'm Mexican, it's a very common thing. Not to get involved with people you feel it's different from you just because the social distance. So I thought it was very interesting and very moving to connect those people and to realize that we are the same and everybody lives their own pain, and it's better to have each other to help us.
And Abner, I know that this film is quite different from your first narrative feature, which I think is much more of a comedy. Did you appreciate the challenges in making something much more serious?
Yeah, it always happens to me that this is the kind of cinema that I love to watch. I also love comedies, but if I have one of those menus where it says drama, comedy, thriller, whatever, I always go for drama. And that's the kind of film that drove me to go to film school also. But then there's something in my personality, I think, that takes very, very serious and very hard issues and turns them into a joke or comedy. It's something that happens to me naturally. So the challenge in this one was not to make it light, not to make it and I remember during the process, someone asked me, what are you going to do about the humor? And I said, I'll allow it. I'm not going to block it off, but I'm not going to promote it, because we do have humor in every situation. And I didn't want to forbid humor. But it's a serious, for me, it was interesting. It was a first also. It almost felt like I was making my first film again, because I hadn't done this kind of film. I had done the comedy chance, and I'd done a lot of documentary. So it was great to finally get to do a drama.
And it's hard to talk about this film without mentioning your lead actor, Fernando, who was tragically killed as a result of gang violence after the film was made. I know that hit me very, very hard when I saw that after the film ended. How do you think how does that affect your perception of the film that you've made?
Well, it was very strange because, first of all, it was very sad because, we had a very close relationship with him. And I could see all the potential in him. And I even started to, when I felt that he was in danger, I would sort of promise to him, like, hey, it's going to be better. You just wait till the movie's out. You're going to be famous. You're going to have, offers. You're going to be able to do whatever you want. Not telling him that he was going to be, in a completely different life, because you never know what happens. But I did want to give him hope. And so it was very hard to accept that he didn't even get the chance to see, the fruit of his work and to live, in the most basic, it's just horrible. And then, talking about the film, it was very strange how, we were talking about those specific themes, and the film is about a woman and a boy, and the boy had pretty much the same problems that Fernando somehow got killed for. So it was eerie, it was really, really strange how reality took over and made the film, much more than a film. It's I wish he was just here and we, talking to, and it would all be fun, it would just be a film, but now it's like it went way beyond what you usually expect in the experience of making a film. Yeah.
Ilse, what can you share about working with him as an actor?
Well, it was a very deep and interesting and kind of spiritual experience for me, because I saw a natural actor, like getting born. I don't know if you understand what I want to say, but all the things I learned at school or working, I just saw on him. He understands the fiction very well. He was very playful. That's why I love the word in English and many other languages. I mean, acting is playing, and he understands that. And it was very refreshing for me as an actress, and as a woman, as a person. It was a very deep connection with this child and friend.
For both of you, have there been any reactions to the film that have surprised you?
Many, yes. I love when people find meaning in very, very, very small details that we did put there, but that maybe we didn't have an interpretation for. A very good friend of mine, very smart woman, and she said, "Oh, Abner, I love that metaphor of the family wearing hats, because you have to put on a hat to be part of a family, to confront." And I said, well, I put hats on them because, that's how people, you have to put on a hat to go into a construction site in Panama, because they won't allow you in without it. So I said, let's be real, let's do it realistic. But we have had, that's, that's like a funny one, but a good one also. But for example, my father said something that really took weight after Fernando's death. But when he saw the film for the first time, and he has no relation with filmmaking, he just saw the film as my father. And when it finished, he said to me, "And who's going to take care of that kid?" And I said, "Oh, okay." He really got into the story. He's not commenting on how I made the film or anything, but he really got it. And then, you know, months later he was shot, and that phrase stayed with me, you know. So there's, and in Panama when we showed it, and also in Mexico, I mean, people came back to us, and we could feel the connection to the film and to their own emotions. And, you know, you can feel it when people have been impacted in a meaningful way. It created really beautiful conversations with people, for me, for Ilse.
Yes, well, I think we are still processing everything, that terrible news, but also it is a beautiful thing that we have documento, Abner, o sea, tenemos un...
Yeah, like a document,
yeah, about him, a very lightful document about him. And every time I think in Chief, in Fernando, I don't know, I feel like it was such a gift from life to know him, to getting know him, and to stay with that, because Plaza Catedral, it's a very lightful movie as well. I mean, it's sad, it's hard, but also it's very lighting.
Yeah, and it's also the first time that Panama is officially on the Oscar shortlist for Best International Feature. How does it feel to be representing the country in that way?
Well, it's really, you know, it's an honor. It's really exciting also when, you know, when we got the news. It was incredible for me, for the whole team, and for Panama. Panama is celebrating it as well. You know, it's a country with a very short history of cinema, and you know, it's great. It's just great. It gives the movie visibility also outside. You know, we're very happy that, you know, because of this, a lot of people are going to watch it.
For me, it's an honor, because my dream, and that's true, it's to make Latin American movies. I mean, not only in Mexico. And I feel very proud to be part of this one.
Well, I'm very glad that I got to see the film, and I appreciate you both being a part of it. And I wish you plenty of luck in the Oscar race and with your future projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.